So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is our Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 51, and in this video we add some functionality to our AI which we created in the last video. So there we created this AI and we set up something like that he could move to us. And in this video I will extend this a little bit so that he can move to us, play an animation, which you see here, and then set it back. So what this AI is doing, actually, let me show you it directly in scene before I talk too much. Let's get the AI. This is our first AI I play. And you see he is running to me. He is now playing an animation, and afterwards he is chasing me again. So I can fight as this enemy, number one. So, but this is one behavior, right? And this one is one setup which we can do very fast. So when we go here to our AI in our graph, I think till this point we did all together it, and here I extended it a little bit. The only thing what I did is in our AI event graph I just added this play animation, and then I choose animation here, so it is just one animation asset which I choose, and then I set a delay. This is the animation duration, so I watched how long this animation is, then I set the delay to 2, and then I set the animation mode back to use animation blueprint, because if you say play animation here, it will set it like it is playing just one asset, so you have to set this back. So I think that's very easy and I don't have to do it again. All you have to do is here just connect this node, write this here in this content browser here. I mean, right click it, find this nodes, and then you have it. That's it. And all time connect it with your mesh, because the mesh should play the animation, the mesh should reset the animation. So, but we have, after you did this one, we will have a problem. And the problem is, let me show you this too. When we play this animation, that works very fine. But if I spawn more animations of this one, the same one here, I have now the problem. You can see it probably. The other one is sliding, right? You saw it? All time when the one is playing the animation, the other one is sliding, because this one is using the same animation blueprint like the one which I spawned, put in the scene too. And this is a bad behavior which we don't want. So there are different kind of solutions, and one solution is we just duplicate this character here. So we can just duplicate it like so, create a new character, and for this new character we create also a new animation blueprint, which we already did. So we go to our animation blueprint AI, which we have, we duplicate this one too, and then what you have to do is assign this here to this here. I'd open this fast up, I go here to the mesh, I go here, let me see, was this mesh? Yes, it was mesh actually. But where I here on top, anim class, and then I change this one to my duplicated one. But this one will still not work. There is still one problem. And the problem is now this one is connected to our animation blueprint. But when we open up the animation blueprint, we have reset again all our references, what we did here in the last video. So for example, what I mean with that is this one is casting again to our for example here to our enemy AI, but we created now enemy AI 2, so we have changed this one to enemy AI 2 and then set this one here to enemy AI 2, then create here, set this variable and get the movement component and set this, and set the other variables here, this free one too. So and this one I did this already in the last video, so I don't do it here again. It is the same procedure. We have just reset all these things again, and then when we did this one, let me delete this too because I already did this. Then let me go this one away 2 and this one away 2. When you after you did this one, then you have here two different it's a duplicate but two different character names and animation blueprints assigned to them. And of course you can change here the skeletal mesh as well, so you can change here any other if you want, because they are not really more the same. But what I want to show you is now that this will work actually, because now when you after you made this one, you start and it will work. And if you are wondering why this guy was not working, because I extended one of this AI again. I add one more functionality to it and you will see it in a moment. So the one is chasing me all time, because he will all time move to me, whatever, doesn't matter how far I run away. But this other one, you see, he will only chase me if I come to a certain radius. For example, now he's seeing me and now he's chasing me till I run out of the radius again. Let me try it. Yes, I'm out again. And this functionality I will show you here too. And what I did is, so I choose, for example, the second AI, and here, instead of using the event begin play, which we did for our AI, I used something new. And you can use it by going to the right side, go to add right here pawn, and then there is something pawn sensing. If you click this one, this pawn sensing component will add it. And if you go to the viewport, you will have something like more things like me. Let me click this, reset this fast. Then you have something like this. These are all sensing spheres. When you go here to the details panel, after you mark this one in AI, and then here is hearing and hearing threshold and so on. And actually I'm only interested in seeing, for example. Then I can set all the other ones to 0. I was not really interested in them, so 0 to this one, 0 to this one. Sight radius in this one I'm actually interested, so I set this one actually to 1000, because here you can change the radius where the character can see you, and perhaps you can run out of the radius while he is doing the attack animation later. That's very interesting. You have to test this a little bit out. And then you can set here enable sensing update. That should be updated, but only play. So but here noises, this one you don't need. And I changed also this angel here. By default is 90. 90 means he sees only in front, and when you make here 180, he can see you from behind as well. That's very important. And then so you can here decide if he sees you really in front of you, and for some games, for example, you don't want that he sees you from behind, but in some games you say doesn't matter, when you are come near enough, he should run to you. So depends on your game, right? So let's continue. After you set this up, these values, we switch here to the event graph, and now we select again our pawn sensing. We go down here to events, and then we click this on the pawn sensing, and then this node pops up, and then I replaced my event begin with this one. Actually, I just changed this one, so I connected this one here, and then I added some more code. So this code is the same what we had so far. Then this code is the same what we added before, what I showed you for this one here. And then I added here a little bit something different on it. And what I changed here is I set here something like a check here setting again. I talked a little bit about this setting. This is just a way to activate, check a condition, to activate the start point, set something, and then you can do something. After you finish, you can reset it, and you get a certain behavior. In this case, this on C pawn sensing is all time updating, and I don't want that because I have a problem later when he is here on moving to me on success. He will still, this one will still be updated and still be triggered, and he will try to move again on me while he's playing this animation. And that's a problem. There are different ways to solve this, and I said this one is a perfect candidate to make this Boolean again. And how we create this is very easy. You go here on the right side, you click here plus and create a Boolean, and I call this check setting. This is a special name for me, which means when I hear check setting, I know I have to reset this. I will set this here, and I have to reset this on a certain point, and in one point I have to use this condition. So these are most time three parts. One part is the condition using, one part is the setting, and one part is the resetting. And then after you have created this variable, you create a branch. You can press B and then click on the screen, or you can right click and find the branch here, and then you connected just your Boolean with this branch. And then we make here a check setting. And how you make this, you just grab this out. You can use the shortcut with Alt perhaps, or just drag and drop and set your check setting connected. And at start I want very important, after you created this variable, compile. After you compile, you can set here on the right side the default value. In my case, the default value is true, which means at start he should go here. The branch should be set to true, so all the code which comes here should be running. But immediately after this check setting, I set this one to false, which means when this one is called again, this event, because at the first time this is called, then it goes the line through as long as it cans. But if it's called again and I set this one here to false, it will go here again, it checks, but this condition is then false, which means this line will be triggered, but there I have nothing, because I want not that all this code which is here should be triggered again, and that's it. And that's the reason why I made this. And the point was here, I wanted not that he's moving when he reached me, because then he plays his animation. It is in my case the spin attack, and then after you finish this all attack and reset the mode, I want that you can move again, which means I have to set it true. So I get here again my check value. I set it to true this time because I set it here on here to false, and this one is updating all time. Consider this one, and when you set it later here to true, and this one is updating all time and checking this condition, and it's true, it will run again. So that's about this, and don't forget all time to create a new animation blueprint, because this one, yes, if you don't do this, you will have a strange behavior, like when you are using one of them, the other one will use the same animation blueprint, and then he will, for example, when this one is spinning, he will stop and sliding, something like that. Strange behavior. You can test it before you create a new animation blueprint, what happens. But I already created this one, and the end result is now the one is chasing me all time, because he should, let's say in a game you want definitely one guy who is chasing you no matter what, if you need him, and one guy you say, if I run out of range, then you should not follow me anymore. Of course, you can make this other guy now a patrol animation or something else, and so on. And this one, you see, we learned here some behaviors, but this kind of behaviors are solved in Unreal Engine 5 in a different way normally. Not this one. This one is more a quick solution in our case, but in my case, let's say it's perfect, because I will not make here a very difficult game. I want just that some enemy spawns, I fight them later, then spawns more after I fight a certain group, then a boss will spawn, and then I fight first the boss, something like that. This scene would be sufficient for that one. Some waves we clear, but in general, this kind of behaviors we can solve in a better way. Perhaps we will see if it's really better, but in general, Unreal Engine 5 uses for this kind of stuff a behavior tree, right? So let me show you that, because this one is the next thing which we are going to talk in the next video. And a behavior tree, let me give you not an overview, because we will use this. A very good starting point is this behavior tree quick start guide. This quick start is all time nice. It is a step-by-step tour how it's set up, all the things what you need, and it's a demonstration, really nice. You can go this through. I will go it through too, so we have it done one time. But important is that this behavior tree let me show this one again, perhaps it's interesting. So you can no, here I can't. Can I see it here anywhere? Nope. Let's go here, behavior tree guide. Can I see it here? Now they are just creating a behavior tree. Where was this behavior tree? Overview. Normally here. So let's click this one. So what I want to show you is that a behavior tree looks like this one, and all these different behaviors you can later define here, and it will then switch to the modes which you want. For example, this move to is here one state, and later we can say here, for example, whatever, something patrol or wait, or then move to again, and then wait, depends on what you want to do. And you can see this one is actually nice, better than, perhaps easier than what we have here with this coding stuff, because this one is more fast coded and tried to do, and this behavior tree is more like in one place. But we have, of course, to learn all the setups for this behavior tree and how to use them, how to set these blackboards and all these things. And this one we are talking in the next video. Okay, see you there and good luck. Bye. Of course, if you have any questions, ask in the comments. If there is no, that's perfect. So, that's it.